DNA is a storage medium. In other words, it's a hard drive. You're a walking hard drive, your body. 1 gram of DNA, which is enough to put a little tiny drop on the tip of your finger, can store 700 terabytes of data.
The data that Billy Carson is referring to is the genetic information that makes some people tall and others have green eyes or are prone to play sports. This is significant because now we can understand how we become the way we are. Sure, society has a significant impact on our development, but our genetic heritage, which is transmitted via DNA from our ancestors, is also significant.
Epigenetic memories go 14 generations. Well, think about that for a minute. If you look at, for example, African Americans, we've only gone out of slavery for a generation. So if you see somebody that's stressing, that's under pressure, that's feeling the negative effects of what happened in the past, you can't just wipe it away. We have to reprogram the DNA. This goes for a lot of the people that have been enslaved on this planet over many generations.
This may sound just like a bunch of fancy words. Some people may ask what they can do to reprogram something so profoundly encoded in their being that it transcends generations and makes people be how and who they are. Well, there are some ways this can be done, and these are non-invasive ways and need people to acknowledge their true potential. Also, to use these methods, people first need to believe in themselves and that there are forces in the universe that connect everything around them. But some may first ask why they need to do this. If we inherited our DNA from our parents and they inherited theirs from their parents, why should we mess things up for our children? This is where one has to accept a historical explanation and also the implications a refusal to accept it might have on future generations.
What did they do to us to make us into this slave race to do the work for them? They disconnected our DNA. That's what you have called now junk DNA. It's not junk, guys. It's unplugged DNA.
Many people think that the Atlantean legends about the Anunnaki are just that, legends. But there are a lot of ancient scripts out there that can confirm that, at a certain point in time, another civilization ruled over what would become modern man. Legend or not, the fact is that there are visible links between what those tests are saying and what is happening today with us. And one of these links is that our DNA today isn't helping us achieve our full potential. Some may say that this is because we don't fully understand it yet, and we need another couple decades to discover its secrets. Others may take a different approach and say we must reprogram it. Both theories sound good, but while the first wants to understand DNA, the second seeks to improve it.
If you really, truly understand the law of attraction, you're going to make your life so much easier. It goes along, though, with the reprogramming process. You have to begin to start the reprogram. If you want it to work consistently, you can make it work by accident here or there, spot it. But if you want it to work consistently, you got to continue to reprogram your DNA. And then you have to understand one other thing, quantum entanglement.
The basic idea behind this link is that everything is connected. That means that besides the information we can get from one another, we can also use our DNA to download and put information into the universe. But for that to work, we'll need some help. Sure, quantum mechanics and physics may sound too advanced for simple humans to understand. Still, it's very easy to understand their basics and use those notions to better yourself, your life, and those close to you.
Distance is an illusion. There is no distance. Separation is an illusion.
Distance may be one of the many concepts people may consider real and not dare question it. But this is also an example of what people need to question and doubt to overcome their condition. That's because thinking that limitations exist is what is holding many of us from reaching our full potential, both as individuals and as a collective. Quantum physics and mechanics deal with such things and allow people to understand how the world around them isn't just what they perceive as being real and think is true.
It's been scientifically proven by saying positive affirmations will literally reprogram your DNA. And guess what happens when you begin to do that? When you begin to think positively, when you begin to act positively, and then now you're reprogramming yourself.
Reprogramming your DNA can take on many shapes. Some people find it easiest to use deep meditation, while others may find the help they need in doing various exercises to improve their mental states. One of these methods is using positive affirmations. To some, this may sound like saying good things to yourself, and for the most part, that's actually what it is. But the effects of these affirmations run more profound than you might imagine. These simple phrases, meant to be kind and reassuring to whoever uses them, can redefine your essence. It isn't just talking to yourself and saying nice things. It's a way of changing how you look at yourself and improving your mindset.
It may not be just this instantaneous thing where everybody's just reprogramming and we're all awake and we're all in another dimension. I mean, it could happen because anything is possible. But what I'm trying to tell you is more than likely, we're probably going to have to go on a step-by-step realistic process to do this. And it's going to take effort and it's going to take hard work. It's not going to be easy.
Change takes time. Enlightenment takes time. Everything that can modify the way a person thinks and acts takes time. But that doesn't mean that it shouldn't be done. Anybody can do it, no matter how old or young they are. It just means that it will take different people, different amounts of time to reprogram themselves in such a way that they can interact with a higher state of being. Everything worth doing takes time. Otherwise, if it were simple, everybody would be doing it, and it would be devoid of any meaning.
The Christ consciousness doesn't mean you're syncing up with Jesus Christ. What it means is you're syncing up with the idea, the concept of this higher level of consciousness that exists out there in space-time.
Another thing that people need to try and understand as they start to realize their potential is that a higher state of consciousness exists and that they can and should sync up with it. Some may do it involuntarily, while others may need some practice. Some may find it easier to give it a name, like Christ or God, while others may accept it easier by simply thinking of it as a perpetual bliss or all-knowing state. Whatever the case, this is how your DNA can communicate with other realms and retrieve valuable information that will help you grow and understand. But how can you train to do this at will?
So I start focusing on this in meditations. I start focusing on envisioning not a face, not a body, just a spirit light being that is in full agreement and movement in what I'm looking to do and accomplish on this planet.
The law of attraction is one of the most potent forms of using your mind and body to get what you want from the universe. Sure, some may think that this means that the universe is just some kind of magic genie that grants wishes if you want a certain thing hard enough. But it doesn't work that way. Yeah, you can get a lot of the things you need, but it will take some time before you fully understand how to do that. Firstly, you will have to start focusing on using love and power as stimuli when thinking of something. This way, the frequency of your DNA will be much higher, so the connection to the universe will be much stronger. Also, you'll have to define what exactly you want. The law of attraction isn't about wanting money, but more about gaining wealth. This type of thinking can help you in the long run.
One of the other problems we have on this planet is the fact that prayer doesn't seem to work. There's 7.5 billion people on this planet, and out of that 7.5 billion people, 85% of this planet, they're religious people. And some people are saying multiple prayers a day. And it's not really working that well.
Plenty of people think prayer is the way to get what they want. This isn't necessarily false, but it does matter how you use prayer to get what you want. That's because most people think praying should only consist of complaining about certain situations and begging for stuff. But this isn't the way to make prayer work in your favor. Other methods can create a link between your consciousness and the universe. And those methods are far more elevated than simply getting on your knees and shouting a wish list towards the skies.
That we have to extend empathy to animals as well. This is where we're getting to. I just truly don't believe that we can ascend to the highest possible level that we're capable of until we can extend empathy to the smallest creatures.
The message here is that everything is connected. Every bit of energy a person puts out into the universe is enhanced and adds to all the other energy that person puts out. Some may call it karma, while others may call it doing good deeds to be repaid. Whatever one may call it, empathy towards smaller creatures is how one can truly demonstrate that they have overcome their base condition.
The divine energy that created this entire universe is flowing in you, through you, and out of you at all times, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The power of creation, is inside of you. The power of healing is inside of you. The power of the power for you to have the ability to see through a situation and correct it or find a way to fix it or deal with it in the right manner is already inside of you. The power of manifestation is already inside of you.
People have always doubted their power and potential. That's because they were taught that they need to ask permission for almost anything, and that they're weak without spiritual guidance or help from some unknown entity. But anything that has been taught can be untaught. That's because the power to do anything is within us already. All we have to do is accept it and learn the correct way to use it in our favor and the favor of future generations. We can do anything if we unlock the secrets of our bodies and minds.
Bless your food, bless your path, bless people, think good about people, love one another, respect one another, treat people the way you expect to be treated, and guess what? Everything will work out. We'll come together. There'll be peace on this planet. We'll ascend to a high level of consciousness, another dimension. We'll make heaven on earth. Our future generations for many years to come will be very happy and ecstatic that we did this.
This is just a tiny part of everything that we can do if we only understand that we need to start thinking outside of what was provided for us and that we can create our own brighter future. Everything changes when we accept our past and know that we can improve what future generations will experience. Many may doubt the power that they can have over their fates and futures. Also, many may believe in something other than the evidence that we have been interfered with, and that we must do something to get our lives back. This is their decision, but that doesn't mean they're powerless and don't understand what they can do. As people, we can do much more than we've already done. The potential is within us already, and all we have to do is unlock it using simple techniques that we can learn and practice daily. But all of this begins only if we accept that we have these capabilities, and if we see beyond what is right in front of us. This can be difficult for some, mainly because of all the years of programming we've undergone already. That doesn't mean it's impossible. It can take a lot of work, but you can always find help when you need it, and you can learn from others how they've changed their own lives before starting your journey.